All right. It is the best of 5 here for the grand finals of the Olimoleague. Spawning in the upper left side of Frozen Temple, we've got none other than the blue Terran player, Reality.
In the bottom right, as the red Zerg, it is Systrom Gaming's True.
Now, of course, for us, we've seen both Reality and True play, and I think that Reality is looking absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. But True is still a good player, and we talked about this before. Is he rusty? Is he not? We'll find out soon, but I do think I give a little bit of favoritism to Reality after watching him play against Sulky just now. Part of this was like, okay, he made mistakes, but was able to win off of those mistakes, and that's what kind of impressed me most.
Yeah, I do think Reality will take it. I'm gonna guess 3-1. True has not been like, you know, the absolute badass he's always been, so like, is he a little rusty? Question mark. But I'm trying to decide what I think about like True compared to Sulky. Sulky just looked bad, but I feel like only because Reality looks so good. And I know True and Sulky can have very different ways of playing. So I'm really not sure to put him. Is he gonna do better than Sulky? Is he gonna do worse than Sulky? But I think he's only gonna get one game in this series. Reality just looks too good.
Of course, just writing that in chat, remind everybody to check out patreon.com/Olimoleague to check out cool perks for the Olimoleague. It's a good way to support this, grow the prize pool, make it bigger and better every single week. This is one of the currently highest paying prizes on the regular, at least. Match rate is questionable because if people decide not to donate, then it's not. But $200 a week is made possible with the great monthly finals, all thanks to you guys. And of course, replay packs, cool perks, behind the scenes stuff, all made available through the Patreon. But Reaper doesn't come across the map. Apparently, I missed a resub. Napacom hitting us up for 13 months. Thank you so much. I am having lots of problems today, man. Technical things and Twitch alerts not making sounds when it's supposed to. All this jazz. So I don't have an excuse for missing your sub. I just apologize for doing so.
Oh. Yeah, Twitch alerts hasn't been working for me at all.
No, it's not been making any noises. And it has. Well, actually, it was making noises earlier, and it feels like it just stopped working halfway through the cast. I don't know what's.
Oh, like I actually can't log into it. It says that Twitch is busy.
Oh, okay, great, fantastic. Apparently, True has some Twitch emotes. We're seeing them being dropped in chat, by the way. So if you guys are subbed to his channel, hit us up. He is streaming his point of view of the match. Rarely do we ever get to say this about a Korean. Usually it's the foreigners only who stream their games. But True is streaming his first-person point of view. You can find the link there on Team Liquid.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually doing a lot of Archon mode with Crank, which was pretty fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was apparently also doing one with Maru, which is the one that I tried to watch.
I saw that I wanted to watch, but it was actually out for my walk, so I didn't have the capability to. But that would have been cool to see. Because I know Maru and SOS have actually been playing quite a bit of Archon mode together. Unfortunately, this is not something streamed, nor something I have my hands to get replays on. But still, it's cool to know that there are pros who do play Archon mode on the. I don't want to say regular because that's not true, but the sort of semi-regular.
It's cool just to hear in general that they play casual games. This is going to do the 2v2 tournaments, you know, a year and a half ago.
Those were really fun.
Yeah, but it was always surprising to hear that, like, not only the foreigner pro gamers, which you know a little bit more of, but also the Korean pro gamers are interested in just having a fun, casual atmosphere. But anyway, we do have the builds being chosen. Reality is going for a tank drop into what I'm guessing is going to be an eventual tank push. He's still investing into tanks. So, seeing one tank is always a little bit questionable because usually it's very easy to defend, but it will get some scouting.
It's kind of like Twitch alerts that just finished explaining how they're not working for the past guy. And Funky Monkey 2012 subs, and it's not a problem. So thank you for resubbing and making me look like an ass. Ah. Not you, Twitch alerts to me. Excuse me, just to clarify. I like this guy because he resubs and immediately drops some BaseTradeTV emotes in chat. He's doing it right.
Well, there is a third CC, and of course True's going for his own third hatchery in a lair. We'll see if he gets those upgrades first. Mutilating Bling looks like it'll be fine on this map, and True did prefer it in the last 2 games that we saw in the first semifinal. This is 2 tanks down, a handful of Marines. I mean, they're not upgraded at all.
Oh,
no
these
combat
drones.
shields, no stim,
oh, no, the drone transfer.
This is just such an odd time. True is absolutely not expecting this.
No. Same thing could happen to Sulky as well. Like both players, different ways we're trying to get somewhere else, and unfortunately the hit comes a little bit early. Now, of course, this Queen's looking for surround, and if these tanks just get dropped on the high ground, the medevacs to save the Marines. They can still also take this fight. They might try and focus the hatchery. There's a lot of ways this could go. First Queen does go down. Tank needs to be picked up and shuffled around, though. Puts it up on the high ground to avoid the lings. Pick off couples to transfer around. But still, these tanks are a problem. We've discussed this in the past as more of an Archon mode tactic, but 2 tanks can actually do a considerable amount of damage. And players like Bunny have been some of the only ones to use this in 1v1, but reality certainly got the capabilities to do damage. He might just go be safe with it, though. Oh,
it was... Hello. It's really scary for True. Like, I thought he was going to lose that hatchery, but by saving the tanks, he lost the Marines. The Marines are really what makes it a head-on fighting composition. Just 2 tanks have to be careful in just, like, annoying a Queen, you know? So they are going to be still being played pretty safe, but they're not leaving entirely.
So speaking of playing careful and safe, that Liberator just gets annihilated. It went for Overlords. It didn't even kill anything, just splashed them. I'm not sure what the deal with that was.
Yeah, I guess he just was really focusing on his tank control, which if he got in range of the hatchery, I mean, it's already so low, he would get it within range of, like, just tapping and just gonna fall over. I think that's really what he wants to do, but he keeps targeting the Queens.
Yeah, if they had transfuses, I could see the argument for trying to burn them, but you're right, like, I feel like if you just put that in range of the hatchery, you get some kills. Keeping it low is not bad, though, because a follow-up drop, a follow-up push could certainly do it. Back at home, for reality, we've spent a lot of time looking at True's base, after all. His income has been fine with 3 bases. He's set up with production. Here comes those Marines. He's kept the tanks alive. They've continued to do damage in a very slow but very safe manner, as the second tank has provided quite a bit of cover. But surprise, Zerglings, here's those Marines we're waiting on. This time around, they're stim.
Yeah. Combat Tools is on the way to time up with 1-1. A regular push, but off the back of a lot of really good micro and a lot of good pressure. So just a very good game for reality. Does have to pick up, and all those Widowmines do not get that grid of shots, but the 2 tanks are adding such a solid position here.
36 kills on one, 23 on the other. These things have been beasts. They have been carrying this game. Now the Marines, okay, a little bit of splash damage from the tanks. Sure, that's annoying, but it continues to kite around, backs away. That hatchery could be focused by the Marines at this point, as the tanks still continue to zone out the Queens.
I think this might be it for True. He has a Balinus finally, and he finally has a Spire, but he just really can't get enough out in time. Now finally gets, I think he got like a medevac, a couple of units in it, and a tank. So starting to thin it out, but there's more reinforcements. Frozen Temple not that long of a map, and this is
Kill the hatchery. Please God, just kill the hatchery. He's killing everything except the hatchery. Overlord's even being prioritized. It's finally gonna go down. This was really just something that felt like this was not. Oh, first off, GG. But it just felt like this is like true seeing medevac tank drops for the first time. You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't. It wasn't handled well.
Should we talk about like how people did not handle tank drops well when Legacy of the Void first came out?
That's kind of
people
what I was
thought they were so overpowered.
And then they figured out how to deal with them. It was less problematic. I mean, I would say a certain amount of that probably had to do with the map. Again, new maps, new weirdness, all this stuff, but I don't know. He tries to pick Prion for a second map, but that's not available in the map pool. Reminding everybody, it's just Orena and Dusk Towers for the old maps, with Runes of Endion and Invader, as we did play on Frozen Temple already. True's just like, what? I'm a Zerg. How can you tell me there's no gold-based map?
This is outrageous.
I love how we say blame Olimoleague, and her response is fight me. Not, oh, let's resolve this amicably. It's fight me. Of course, while this is going on, I do want to drop a small advertisement for 2 things, guys. First and foremost being our YouTube channel. It's been growing, and it's awesome to see, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the VOD format a lot better now. YouTube.com/BaseTradeTV. If you're not already subscribed, do me a favor and head on over. There's playlists, there's thumbnails. The channel's a lot more organized, and all the VODs are done like in best of 3, but all in one videos instead of scattered across many little ones. YouTube.com/BaseTradeTV. Of course, I've been uploading a couple of my first-person point of view games there, which seem to be received well. Apparently, I should actually play the game more.
I don't believe that's true.
No, okay. And then secondly, a reminder that if you're enjoying your morning of StarCraft 2 and you're like, ah, shucks, I just tuned in and it's already the finals, don't worry. In less than 2 hours, about an hour and a half from now, the Chairs for Gaming Cup is going to be playing out, and that's going to have Fear Dragon casting that with Tempo. Sign-ups for that don't look too bad. As I take a quick look, you've got Major for one, Hydra, Lily Canine. Well, that's a North American tournament. Masa, Tails, Tang again.
Just gonna stay up all night.
Arthur played Chicken Arthur. No Regret, BC Cutie. Like, the Cheers for Gaming Cup's actually going to be pretty nice. If I wasn't super tired, I would actually stream that on my own channel for the games that they're not going to be casting, because it's going to be a lot of good ones. But yeah, let's get back into it. Invader, we'll see you guys in just a moment. All right, I gotta swap these around because it is, of course, a best of 5. Play for Sidestorm Gaming. Still waiting on that tasty visa in the bottom right side, or bottom left side, excuse me, of Invader. It is gonna be Sidestorm Gaming's True.
In the top left, as the Red Terran, it is Reality.
Of course, Invader, just reminding everybody, has a very strange dynamic to it where you cannot spawn cross on this map. So when it comes to scouting, I guess one of the nice things is when you're in game and actually playing, it's got the little red pings that show you where your opponents can spawn, but not where they do spawn. So you know it's either to your left and right or up and down, but there's no cross on this map.
Yep, very interesting decision, but it's one that they're sticking with. There was actually, this was not like Blizzard being Blizzard for once. It was AVAX's intention for it to be no cross. He agreed with that. So that's what's interesting. I know he made a new map, kind of fixed some of the problems when it comes to the walls and the space and whatnot, but I really doubt Blizzard's going to be like, okay, good job. Here, let's change it.
Yeah, for those who don't know what she's referring to, there's like Invader 2, I think it's called, and it's a snow tile set. He's spoken with players like Nathanius and some others to try and fix the problems and the ticks, but unfortunately, I feel like it's not. It's just not going to happen. Unfortunately, like Blizzard's not gonna be like, oh, you know what? This is a better version. Let's improve it, because that would be a step forward.
It took a year for them to change the most user map pool. Like, they are not in a hurry to update their maps, and there's a reason besides them just being like, "Lol, we hate you." Like, a lot of the reason has to do with, non-pro gamers. They're used to this map. Why would you suddenly change it? That's very abrupt. They want to experiment with this map before really, I guess, conceding to the changes. I mean, I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I think if it's an improved map, it's an improved map, and you got to go with that one. But there are reasons other than Blizzard hates us. Blizzard doesn't hate us. They just kind of forget us sometimes because there's a bunch of other things going on, like Heroes and Hearthstone and shit.
Yeah, well, sure, we'll see that. Angel, by the way, says, oh good, the YouTube videos are now not single games. Correct. There's no longer Game 1, Game 2, Game 3 when it comes to kind of the VODs. When you watch the VODs of this on YouTube, it will all be in one video, so you won't have to sift through lots of little videos. And, I mean, I remember when we started our YouTube channel forever ago, we actually asked, like, what do people want to see? And everyone said 1x1 games. But I guess that's changed a lot since, 3 years ago. And it does seem like this new format's been received really well.
Very good. Well, these Lings aren't being received very well.
No, catches him a little off guard. He's running the units around because he knows Hellions are on the way to save this, but a little bit awkward for this. His 4 Lings causing a bit more damage than they should have. The Mule being denied mining is kind of huge, and SCV straight up hiding. A Marine died. I mean, it's kind of a bit awkward.
Well, it's not as bad as losing an entire medevac with a drop, so Reality's had worse starts.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, if Reality takes a bad start, does that mean he's going to have a good game?
Yeah, that's the real trick, isn't it? Well, okay, the Mule was probably the biggest thing about that. It only gets like 1 return trip or something like that, but I think he'll get over it. There is a drop on the way, and this looks like it's going to be used to Hellion drop, which seems to be like Hellions are kind of like they're either Hellbats or they're dropped, and otherwise they're almost useless. You should have gone for like a barracks build or something like that. But I mean, it could be like I kind of make them sound like they're useless because sometimes they are, but like Hellion drops can really do a lot of damage. Hellion suicides can do a lot of damage, regardless of the medevac. But they go to the third first, which is going to possibly see the medevac. He skirts around. Oh no, no, it's Lings are already there. Never mind.
Yeah, plus the overlord too, that helps.
Well, now the overlord.
Yeah. Of course, Hellions are still dangerous, though. If you're expecting Marines, the sort of Lings round's fine, but actually, as we saw, that one blast from the Hellion took almost all the Lings right away. Targets the larva because that's all you really can do. Goes back towards the main. Queen's waiting over here, but I think this drop for Reality's kind of met its end as far as what is potential danger.
Yeah, it has to be very careful, though. Not just, you don't...
Oh, no.
Not just because you don't want to lose units without doing anything, but also because there's a lot of Lings on the ground, and Reality doesn't have a wall off. Like, and not very many units behind that diagonal kind of wall off, if you
I guess it's a weird map. Trying to wall off with the command center never goes well. Never wall off with the command center, guys. But let's not forget, there's always the potential of knocking down these rocks, and I think that's what has him a little bit worried about this. Liberator is not going to find a position in here. As you're seeing, there's about 1 million things on all these new maps that make it so air can't do jack squat.
The rocks here are extreme.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you look at the minimap, it looks like there's a lot of open space in the bottom left, but there really isn't. There's another thing here as well. This causes some ridiculous pathing. Like, if you patrol a unit from the north side of this structure to the south side, you'll actually do a full circle all the way around it. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I guess all the map sides have these blockers.
Well, at least it's more obvious when you look at it than merry-go-round, where when people first saw it, they were like, oh, you can go through these, right? Dunk.
Nope.
Dunk.
Although we did have someone who managed to get an overlord outside of it one time.
Oh, that's right. It just like spazzed out forever.
Yeah.
Until it died. But the Hellions survived, the medevacs survived. They were there in case the Lings did try and commit to an attack, and now they have 6 of them. So, not doing any damage with them early on, and then they're really not good at stalling creep spread anymore. They're not the greatest, but they'll add Hellbats to the initial push, which can be very strong.
Oh, this is a bit awkward as they both take these bases right here. This is going to create a very interesting congestion point for attacks. The command center not being a planetary makes this a little bit more of a necessity that Reality has his army down on this side. And he doesn't know about True having taken that base yet.
It's very awkward.
Yes.
Ways to stand, basically, trying to clear up creep and then just not getting much from it. No banelings yet for True, though he does have banelings. There we go. 1/1 triple hooks. I mean, everything's timing out well for True. Reality a little slow on his combat shields, but should be on the way in like the next 15 seconds, hopefully. The Hellbats are now going to play an even bigger role. I mean, anything splash-wise will. Because it's now like a choke that they're going to be fighting in. Like, you put the Hellbats on the front lines, and all the bangs are definitely going to roll into them. You put tanks to defend your third, it's also going to be attacking True's fourth. Like, this is a very odd situation.
He's still investing into Hellions, so I find this so strange. I mean, like, I don't know, are we watching you thermal? You know what I mean? Like,
right? Yeah, I feel like Reality has done this before. It sounds like just a little bit familiar, trying to use the Hellbats once again. They really died off. Yeah, it's working now really well. He'll have to lift this and lose a couple SCVs, but base for base. Okay, well, I was going to turn home.
Of course, the Hellbats, once again, should be able to do, soaking damage for the Banelings. A little bit of damage control over there. Lots of Marines running back. They are an even upgrade, so no real advantage for either player. Banelings gets a decent pop, a bit of splash damage. SCVs are starting to die out. This kind of sucks as he is only on 3 CCs, and having lost defense on this side means the Banelings going to roll into the mineral lines. I think True may have just turned this game around.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to kill 20 plus SCVs. These Lings still being a headache. Now, Reality still has a good army. True, his upgrades aren't finished up yet. The mutas were never made from that Spire, so he can't target down medevacs or Widowmines or what have you. So there's still an opportunity for Reality to return the damage, but that got bad real quick. And you thought, like I thought at least, that the Hellbats are going to provide a wall that True would just not be able to break through. Yeah. They went through them and around them anyway.
Shout out, by the way, to Louie 2K for the 27-month resub. So when I say how many sub babies is that? Well, considering if we had subscriber sex every single night without abandon, without stopping, especially right after the first baby gets made, that's 3. But since that's unrealistic, it's actually
That just
2.
sounds painful.
Right? Plus, I think the uterus needs time to recover after giving a baby. Like, I don't know this for a fact, but I doubt you can get pregnant, like, right away.
How about the uterus? I think the vagina does.
Both?
Okay, well, this is what I was trying to talk about before we got into that conversation. Is that there wasn't a very big army for True anymore. Reality still had his army. I mean, it was army for workers, not army for army, and Reality is just gonna win because he has units and True doesn't.
I know. I mean, like, this really, when he knocked out that base, I thought True was on the verge of victory. He was doing so much damage in the natural, but this just turned around so topsy-turvy, and god damn, that's a lot of medevacs. Like, each of these Marines has its own personalized heal.
Well, the one thing going for True is that he would have had upgrades, but that's gonna get canceled. The drones, I guess I'll have a new base to go to, but Spire is not really helping out here. Not enough banelings, more being made, and True did get a 5th base. Like, he would have a lot to fall back on if he hadn't lost all of his drones. Oh, those are pretty good hits.
Yeah, you get some good hits, but it's still wildly in the supply favor here of Reality. Not just overall supply either. I'm looking at the army supply more than anything else. It's 2-1. As Liberators are coming out, this base, I'm surprised that this game is mining with both of these players on both of these bases. They are literally next door neighbors.
Yes, they are. And now those things are starting to turn a little bit. You know, True lost a lot of drones. He lost the hatchery, but he still had an extra 3 hatcheries to send the drones to. He just needs time to make more drones. And in fact, this is even a gold base.
Yeah, getting the drones over here is actually a pretty big freaking deal, as Reality's been winning the income war for quite some time. Alright, take that back, only just recently. I just assumed it was the entire time because of the way that his bases have been shut down, but I guess, again, True's had a lot of bases, so he's had a lot of extra mining. Liberator is going to be... both of them get caught. It kind of sucks. Marines aren't really supporting the fire. A couple good shots thanks to some nice kiting, but can you pick off the rest of these mutas for the heal? I hope so. They're almost dead.
Yeah, that would be really disappointing to see them go off and then just heal up anyway. More CVs go down once again because he's focused on the main base. There's nothing to defend the third base. This third base, for the love of God, just build a bunker. He's gonna lose so many more
Forget
SCVs.
a bunker. If this had been a planetary, and I know you don't want to take a third as your planetary normally, but in this sort of game, in this sort of location, if this had been a planetary, this would have been a very different game.
Right? It absolutely would have been. But again, we have this problem where Reality is still ahead in Army because Army's not going down every time True does this. It's just workers. So Reality still has a good amount of workers, mind you, because True has never recreated his own.
I just realized Reality still doesn't have combat shields.
Are you real? Oh my god.
I just assumed
like
because
4
of how long
minutes ago, I was like, in 15 seconds, he'll probably get it.
No wonder how good the Banelings have been trading so friggin' well. Like,
oh my god. Well, you don't need combat shield. It's fine. Give me a 1 game without stim. It's fine. You're good. Oh, more CVs are going down, though, to a Ling attack at the third base, for the love of God. But the 50 army supply lead should be enough.
It should be, but again, a couple of Banelings cleaned this up last time, and a big part of that was no combat shields. But now with Marauders, there's something to soak those Banelings. These bases are being systematically removed from mining. This one died. These 2 no longer have drones on them. And this is where I think Reality finally gets ahead. I mean, the worker counts are so low for both players, 12 versus 19. That's where I think Mules really shine. But GG gets called, and Reality will now take a 2-0 lead here in the finals. This will, of course, send us off to a small ad break, guys, as a lot of people were deeply, deeply upset with our pregnancy discussion.
Whatever.
Look, everyone gets born, guys. It's how it works, okay? You were born. I was born. Anyways, we'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, we're back. Game number 3 currently underway here for the finals of this week's Olimoleague. It could all end right here. Spawning in the bottom right side of Ruins of Endion, we've got none other than the Red Terran player, Reality.
Never noticed the bloom on this map. Bloom, bloom. Huh? In the bottom left, as the blue Zerg, it is True.
What do you mean the bloom? Like the sort of glowy factor?
Yeah, the glowy factor. Like, it was very apparent when you're on Reality.
I guess it's got a bit of a softer light to it, yeah.
Well, it's not as bad as, oh god, what was that one map? Where it blinded us?
There's 2 different versions of what we're talking about. There was the initial dashing terminal, which was so dark that it blinded us. And then they tried to fix it which in turn made it so bright that it blinded us.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I mean, we were lucky enough, well, and unfortunate enough at the same time, to cast the Team Liquid map contest.
Yeah, I remember
Where that
when
was introduced, and we were like, "Oh, it's so I can't see anything. What the hell?"
we had to literally like drag scroll to create like
Yeah,
night vision so we could see the map.
And then they just cranked that sucker up. They're like, "This will fix it." Oh my god, it was so bad.
Contrast is a hell of a setting.
Yeah, that was yeah.
But okay, Ruins of Endion. Before we get too into it, reminding everyone how this went versus Sulky, because that was actually really interesting to me. Was we did have Sulky come over and knock down Reality's rocks. It was kind of cute, Reality knocked down his own rocks to stop Sulky's attack. That was cool. That was interesting. What I found really interesting about that game, though, was actually going through the south side of the map to get to your opponent's base rather than the north side arcing over. Ruins of Endion is probably not the most crazy. Like, of the 4 new maps, I think even against Frozen Temple, I think Endion comes to me as like one of the more standard maps of what could potentially be regular matchups. But there is still that dynamic of these rocks, which do change things up quite a bit.
Frozen Temple is pretty cookie cutter. I don't know.
Well, the reason I would argue against it for Frozen Temple is because Frozen Temple has insanely large engagement areas and wide as hell ramps with really far away thirds and fourths. Whereas this map, you could take a third and fourth on, I'd say, fairly easily. And you don't have to worry about ridiculous engagements because of the way the rocks sort of buy you that time.
Well, I was going to talk about how Reality just absolutely dominated Sulky on this map. So to see True choose this, he choose it, is really surprising.
Day. What are you doing?
My bad. Is surprising. Either he wasn't watching Sulky or he thought Sulky was had very obvious mistakes that he wouldn't make. Which is possible. I mean, Sulky, it wasn't that he had a bad build necessarily. I think it was just he did not anticipate Reality being so on point. I guess best way to put it. I already like that True's going for a 2-base lair. I think that makes sense when it's close by air and you know Reality's going to be looking to abuse Medivacs here. I mean, he tried the Hellion drops the last game. Medivacs are the main problem against Sulky on this map last time. By getting that Spire as fast as possible, you really cut that out. It's like, nope.
Well,
It also provides some harassment, even though the rocks are broken down.
the timing on this ends up working out really well. Again, he just gets them as the Lings run in. So for Reality, what kind of sucks this time around is like he's got to clean up these Lings because the second these 3 die, he can stop the Lings from knocking down the rocks from the other side. And he doesn't want this wall to go down. This wall is meant to buy him a lot of time. So hugging this wall, yeah, pushes us back. Meanwhile, heads off to the main with those 3 Marines. I'm not sure why. Reaper does die in the natural of True. Wasn't really a lot to scout. Did he see the layer already? Actually, that would be worth scouting. No. So True's a really fast layer already finished up, and he's going to be breaking down the rocks to the north side.
Nidus Worm.
Okay, this is kind of cool because True's not only he's opening the pathway through Nidus Worm is one side. Okay, scary. Another side is these rocks getting knocked down. I don't think Reality was anticipating this at all. He takes his 3rd on location, which is already risky as hell. He's got barely a wall off in his natural and no production. His greed, his drop. I mean, like, this kills about 8 workers. That's not bad, but I don't know that Reality can actually hold back at home.
He might see the Nidus. No, he doesn't. Never mind.
He doesn't see it yet. No.
Oh, he's so close to it. Just go on over.
Yeah, he's got something, but it looks more like an Evo Chamber or a Roach Ward or something. Anything. Nidus Worm is on the way on the other side of the map. Does get revealed on this side, but again, production was lacking for this. Tank's out of position because he's busy trying to kill the Lings here in the natural base. Lings get a cancel / kill on the 3rd. Don't know which, and the Nidus Worm does finish up in the main.
I believe that was a cancel. He has too many minerals. There's no medevac over here to take on the tank, but the tank, oddly enough, is protected by supply depots. It is a Ling Banelane Nidus Worm, which is just not what you usually see. Like, it's supposed to be Roaches and Ravagers.
Lings, Suns, Banelane.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
This tank is actually doing a fantastic job holding, though. The SCV's kind of doing a very awkward scatter.
Okay, well, I guess he thought the supply depots wouldn't have to be there if the SCVs were.
The tank was his best bet to holding on to this.
I mean, it's True is so all in with this. 13 workers, especially because he lost 8.
It's feeling like he's going to win this, so he's going to get combat shields. He's denying this. Even if everything's driven back to the natural base and Reality's still mining, yeah, it wouldn't be enough. He'd lose too much in the main. GG.
Oh my god.
So it's good for True. He's not going to go down 3-0 and will find his way fighting back here in the finals. But this leaves Reality with a very limited map selection for his loser's choice picks.
He's got Dusk and Arena.
Yo, once upon a time, True was the king of Dusk Towers. I think it's been a while since we've seen that, but those 2 base ultras, or the sorry, not 2 base, the 10-minute ultras were like so hard to deal with for every player.
So this is interesting because they chose all the new maps first. One was forced on them.
Maybe the logic is just get them out of the way. Don't want to have to deal with those when it comes down to like the pressure maps. I don't know, but either way, we're in the lobby for Arena. It's missing our one guy, True.
Our True Wub.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Yo, so did you see the Torbjorn highlight I posted from my Overwatch game the other day?
I saw it. I only watched about a minute of it.
Well, I mean, like, there's like the actual highlight. I mean, not the game.
Oh, then no.
Okay, well, I put like a 15-second like highlight or whatever on Twitter. TLDR 1v2 to Roadhogs and Torbjorn.
Oh, so I think what you did was you linked to the actual game.
Yes.
But then you put like a GIF or whatever, right?
Yes.
So
well,
on TweetDeck, okay, either way, on TweetDeck it doesn't actually show that. So I didn't see that you had made a highlight.
Oh, it only shows like the YouTube thing?
It only shows that there's like a link like pic.twitter or whatever.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
All right, well, talk more about that afterwards. Arena, we'll see you guys in a moment. All right, it is game number 4. Not over just yet, guys, as we are still fighting here in the Olimoleague Grand Finals. In the bottom left side of Arena, it is going to be the Red Terran player Reality, who still leads, however, 2-1.
In the top left as the Blue Zerg, it is Psystorm's True.
Now, of course, the Olimoleague has a really nice prize pool available every single week thanks to the Patreons. We've already shouted out the Patreons a bunch, so I just want to talk about the prize pool because it is $100 for first place, which is quite a bit of moolah. And of course a nice 50 for second. So both players are going to walk away today with a decent amount of change in their pockets, but I don't know, this is still with True just showing what he did. And this being Arena, I kind of feel like whether it's Queen drops, another Nidus Worm, like, there's potential here for True to actually bring this to the ace match. I'm still leaning on Reality for this one, though.
Yeah. The very beginning, I said Reality 3-1, and now I'm really hopeful that I'm going to look super smart. So I'm going to say he's going to win this. It's also just that, like, of the tricks on Arena, a lot of them have been figured out. The Ravager push, the Queen drop, whether it's Lings or Roaches, in addition to that, it seems like it's okay. Like, Terrans aren't just automatically losing against it. Tank drops are the preferred, or tank openers rather, not drops, are the preferred opener on Arena, following a Widowmine drop, usually from Reality.
What is the second depot?
Scouting for Nidus Worms.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not terrible.
I mean,
it's not terrible.
He had a supply depot the last game, too, to scout for that one. He just didn't see it, but he wants to really make sure.
Yo, the argument can be made, though, that he didn't see it not because he lacks scouting. Like, True is actually doing a great job distracting, especially with dancing around the rocks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was just, if he had only saved the medevac, he would have saved that game easily, in fact.
So something that just reminds me with the grenade going off like that. Is the Reaper bug still bugged?
Probably. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe they fixed it without us.
They have put some hot fixes into the game, like here and there, and this was such a minor bug that shouldn't have. I have no idea what causes it. Like, this is the thing too, right? Like, it's a classic joke about code. Like, you change one tiny thing and it breaks everything. And StarCraft 2 is a very complex game. I don't know what they changed in the most recent patch that could have possibly affected Reapers, but apparently it did. And Reaper grenades are not broken or anything, guys, but they don't actually shoot things away from the grenade. They shoot things away from the Reaper. So if the grenade's over here and the Reaper pops off somewhere else, the directional blast will be like in the direction away from the Reaper, which is not how it's intended to work at all.
No. I don't know. Sometimes I guess they do sneak those in and no one notices, but usually there's like a praise thread on Reddit.
Well, it reminds me of the Pharah bug in Overwatch, where her concussive blast will always shoot left for no reason. Like, it's supposed to be just away from where the concussive blast is, but it will always shoot you left most of the time. It supposedly just has to do with ping, but that still doesn't make sense, because why would it always be left?
Yeah. Noteworthy. True is going for the Ling Queen drop. He got
Yes.
Overlord Speed. He got Evolution Chamber.
I'm not
It's a lot
sure
of
if this was
links.
revealed, though. I mean, so you see this many Lings, you got to be wondering, like, what
was.
the fuck is coming? But that being
This-
said, reality, he did this before, and he's done it again. Widowmine over here to catch one of the Overlords. You focus it down really quick, and it doesn't matter which Overlord you hit, because either you're going to get 4 Queens or 8 Lings, and immediately removing that from the equation before it becomes a factor is freaking huge. So he keeps the Marines back because he doesn't want to spook the Overlords. He wants that hit to go off, and he wants to be able to focus it down. But I don't know if this is going to go well for him.
Oh,
There we go.
snap.
3 queens removed immediately, and that's huge. I think Reality may just have won this game. The SCV pool's already good to go. True's very all in with this attack, and this just absolutely got shredded because Reality's
did.
Widowmine. Like, I want to stress this: we watched so many Terran players lose to this tactic, and it looks broken as fuck. You think, oh, you got to fix Arena because of this one move. But then you have Reality do something so simple, where you predict this is coming, you prepare for it so perfectly, and that one Widowmine wins
GG.
you a best of 5 and $100.
I mean, even without the Widowmine, he just had so many units. It's been a long time, you know. Like, people have learned to put a bunker in the front so reinforcements don't kill your natural. People have learned to keep the medevac alive. Don't get greedy for going for like a drop. And ideally, you actually just you drop the queens on the tank and kill it, and that doesn't happen, especially when your overlord dies.
Yeah. Great games out of Reality though for the finals. Absolutely fantastic. Good to see a Terran winning the Olimoleague once again. And thank God it wasn't 5 ZVZs in a row, because Zombie Grab, I swear if I could go through that again. This, of course, I believe will qualify Reality for the monthly finals pretty much. Well, hopefully we'll see him play some more. But I'm not sure if we're doing King of the Hill again for the monthly finals. I hope we do. I thought it was really interesting, even with the ZVZ and the no-shows. I had quite a bit of fun with that, so fingers are crossed, but it's up to Olimoleague and, of course, the Patreons to have that selected and chosen. So if you guys have feedback on what you want to see, make sure to let Olimoleague know. But that does wrap up the cast. So we're going to go to a small commercial break. We'll come back. We'll say our goodbyes. But don't forget, dear friends, in 1 hour from now, Fear Dragon will be back with even more StarCraft 2 content here on BaseTradeTV with the Chairs for Gaming Cup, where there's already quite a good sign-up list. Again, we'll cover all that when we return, though. So we'll see you in 2 minutes. All right, we're back. Thank you guys for watching that final commercial break of the broadcast. So, again, reminding everybody that we're going to have another tournament coming up soon here on the channel for BaseTradeTV, so make sure to stick around for it. Let me screen read this really quick. Here are the current signups. Of course, this doesn't guarantee all these people do check in, however, but to give you guys an idea of who's playing. Oh, what's going on there? Screen region, please. There we go. To give you guys an idea of who's playing, Major, Hydra, Lily Canine, I'm just giving some shoutouts. EJK, Masa, Tails, Raynor, Tang Tang, Sleep, Arthur, Bly, No Regret, BCQD. There's some pretty good players signed up, ready to go for the Chairs for Gaming Cup, which is coming up again in about an hour-ish from now. So that'll be Fear Dragon and Tempo casting. I do hope you guys will stick around or come back for it. But we're done for the time being. So thank you guys for watching the Olimoleague with us today. I hope you enjoyed it. Got to give some love to our channel sponsors, G2A, Corsair, Chairs for Gaming, and Yord for supporting us, because without them we wouldn't be able to make all these broadcasts happen. We have been offline for the most of this week. We were casting a lot of CSL. We're going to be doing that next week as well. A big part of why we're leaving our schedule open right now, guys, though, is because we don't have a lot of dates locked out. Like there's the DreamHack Austin qualifiers coming up. There's the DreamHack Tours qualifiers coming up. Like there's a lot of DreamHack stuff. There's going to be the Spring Challenger League for WCS, and we don't know when any of this is. And I'm still waiting on replies from people at Blizzard to find out. So we've minimalized our schedule as much as possible to make sure there isn't any conflict, or at least we can avoid it as much as possible. So tomorrow we got the Match Reno Cup. That's going to be pretty fun. And then Corsair on Monday, and then pretty much nothing for the week again. And this is going to trend like this until we actually have some information on when all these qualifiers are going down. We know that the DreamHack Austin ones are like on the 6th weekend of the 16th, and I think the North American one was recently changed to the 11th. Can't say for certain though. So we're still ironing out a lot of this. But if you really want to keep up to date with our schedule, BaseTradeTV/calendar is definitely the way to go about it. Make sure to go bookmark it, because any additions to the casting roster will be put on the website ASAP. But that being said, Zombie Group, if people enjoyed your casting today, if they had a good time listening to your pregnancy talks, where can they find more out about you?
Why would you say that? I didn't talk about pregnancy at all.
Well, you were educating us about the vagina, so that's my mistake.
No,
You're
I
right.
wasn't.
Thank you for your vagina talks. Yes, I was talking about pregnancy, and you're the one who corrected me on how vaginas work. So,
Oh, Jesus. You can follow me on Twitter at TG Gaming and on Twitch at Zombie Grub. I also will be leaving to visit my sick grandmother in 6 days. So Friday, the 8th, I'll be gone for that weekend. So Fear Dragon will be covering my place for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday's casts.
yep. So that should be some good times. He'll be casting with me, and maybe I'll solo cast a little bit of one because he has to do casting on his own as well. Lots of stuff coming up. But again, we are going to cover as much of it as we can. So guys, again, if you enjoyed the show tonight, or this morning, excuse me, make sure to follow the channel. Come back for more in the future. But as we said, that pretty much ends the broadcast right here. So again, 1 hour from now, we'll be back with the Chairs for Gaming Cup. Except it won't be me and Zombie Grub. It will be Fear Dragon and Tempo. In the meantime, we're going to go host Loco. He's a good guy and an awesome friend, so make sure to go check out his stream, and please, God, spam him with BaseTradeTV emotes. If you're a BaseTradeTV subscriber, just until you get timed out by their bots, I want to see some BaseTrade emote spam. That's not a good, healthy thing to suggest. But anyways, go say hi to Loco for us, guys. Give him some love. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.